God, I wanted this game to be good. Hey guys, Danny here from the Couch Gnomes with another video essay for you today. Normally I talk about games that I really enjoyed and how much fun I had with them. Today I'm going to be talking about a game that just wasn't good. Or maybe not so much that it wasn't good, but that I didn't like it. I didn't get what I wanted out of this game. Y2K, a postmodern RPG, is just that, an RPG. It's very reminiscent of Earthbound, with some hints of Paper Mario in there. I also thought the game was pronounced Yiik for the longest time, and didn't realize it was Y2K until like the day before it came out. But they make fun of the title within the first couple minutes of the game, so it's pretty funny. I picked this game up on day one because a friend of mine got me really excited for it, because he made the trailers for the game. And as amazing as his trailers were, the game just doesn't stand up to it. Y2K stars Alex, a college graduate with a liberal arts degree. And boy, does he make sure that you don't forget it. He returns home trying to discover what his next move is in life. When all of a sudden a lot of really strange occurrences start to happen, he witnesses a woman get dragged out of reality, and now for some reason, it's your job to save her. Yeah, I don't truly get it either. And the game doesn't really explain it very well, because the plot is explained to you through long, boring conversations that give you no desire to give a damn about what they have to say. And during most of it, Alex stops to monologue about his feelings or something. I feel like it's meant to be a weird character quirk that makes me like the main character more, but it just does not work for me. The other half of the story you get from reading emails and blog posts from the family computer in Alex's house, which, while we're on the subject, looks exactly like the Tanner's living room in Full House. Even though I don't like Alex all that much, I think the voice actor, Chris Niosi, is an amazing voice actor. He does an incredible job of putting life into this character. The character's just really lame. But otherwise, the rest of the cast really didn't grab me either. It felt very reminiscent of a low-budget movie where they couldn't afford actors, so they asked their family and some of the neighbors that they never talked to play characters. Next I want to talk about the combat, because there are a few highs, but there's way more lows here. The combat style is very unique, where every character has a specific weapon tailored to their personality and interests, and when attacking you need to do a certain minigame with each of them to actually deal damage. Now for the most part these minigames are pretty simple, but some of them suck. A lot. Your first two companions have very simple challenges to complete. With Michael, you just swing a camera around, and all you have to do is hit the correct button as it passes the right spot on the film reel. But speaking of this, I'm no photographer, but I don't think anybody should be swinging their camera around at giant rats in a sewer. Even in the late 90s, cameras probably weren't cheap. The second character, Vela, is a goth rocker, who swings around her electric guitar, and all you have to do is hold down the thumbstick until it charges, and then let it go and you dish out your damage. Again, why are people swinging their toys around like this? That guitar's probably more expensive than Michael's camera. And now we're going to talk about Alex, the worst fighter in the game. Alex uses records to slice enemies, so his minigame is inexplicably tedious for an outcome that's just definitely not worth it. You have to properly time your needle so that whenever the colored portion of the record passes, you hit it to increase the damage output. But even if you get a perfect score at your base level, you only do like 4 damage. 4 damage! That's the same amount of damage that Michael does, and his challenge is 2 freaking buttons. So now you think, well Danny, why don't you level him up? Get him better armor and equipment so that he can do more damage. This is an RPG after all. Well guess what? That doesn't work either. I got Alex the best clothing I could, as well as the strongest record I could buy at this point in the game. And with that, I got an extra spit on the record while doing the minigame. So I landed a combo of 9, and only did around 7 or 8 damage. Now that's definitely a step up from 4 damage. But Vela's guitar does 9 damage at base level. Most of the time while fighting, instead of using Alex to attack, I decided just to use him to heal if anyone had taken enough damage. Now all these minigames are super cool at first, something I haven't personally seen in a video game in a long time, if ever. But after a while they make the battles feel so long. Like every fight feels like 15 minutes. Even though they probably aren't, it really feels drug out. And the different types of enemies don't help you at all trying to make those fights any shorter. For example, a few hours into the story, you end up in a sewer level, where you get attacked by little piles of poo, where every single one of their attacks hits the whole team one at a time. But you get the chance to dodge it by hitting 3 dodge marks. But if you miss even one, you take full damage. So sometimes you'll get attacked by 2, 3, sometimes even 4 piles of poo at once. So you could spend what feels like hours dodging flying poop. Sometimes it's just easier to let them hit you so it goes by faster, but then you take a bunch of damage, so it's honestly a lose-lose situation regardless. And that's only one type of annoying enemy. Don't even get me started on the soul survivors. You know what? I want to save them for later. We're going to come back to the Soul Survivors, don't you worry. But next I want to talk about leveling up in the game mechanics, because this game is really unique when it comes to that, but I don't know if it's necessarily good. So leveling up in this game is super weird, because you don't level up from winning battles. However, you do earn XP, which you do have to take to the Mind Dungeon, which is some metaphysical representation of your inner self or something. From here you're going to drop off your experience points at individual gates, and then you select which trait you want to upgrade. There's 5 gates per level, so once you pick the 5th gate's perk, you talk to the funny bird character, he opens the gate at the end of the hallway, and boom, level up. But now you have to do this every time you try and level up. So it is pretty cool that you get to decide how you want Alex to evolve as a player. Even when I went through and picked a bunch of offensive stats, he still didn't really do anything better than he would have otherwise. The way it's explained to you in game before you get to the Mind Dungeon makes it seem like a place you go to really grind out levels so that you can get more XP. So the way I envisioned it, it was something like Mementos in Persona 5, but unfortunately it's nothing like that. Alright kids, gather around because right now, it's story time. Here's a story about when I realized I never wanted to play this game again. So remember the sewer level I mentioned earlier? Right. So I got to what I assume was the final boss of that level, where I had to take on the Golden Alpaca. So before we get too far into the Golden Alpaca, we have to go back and talk about those Soul Survivors that I mentioned earlier. So you meet a Soul Survivor earlier in the game, and you can't do anything to it. Every attack you try and land gets blocked by an unforeseen force. And then they smack you around and you take it like a man because you get no choice in the matter. Until you then realize that you can run away from the fight. So from here you're left to believe that the Soul Survivors will return, and by then you're going to have something that's going to be able to take care of them. Well, the first part of that's correct. Now I do believe it's possible that I could have missed something, whether it be an item or a conversation that gave me advice on how to take out these Alien X looking bastards. Or possibly I needed to grind out a few more levels so I could get new abilities. But based on the pacing of this game, I don't really know if I could have done anything else. So anyway, back to the Golden Alpaca. Now, the Golden Alpaca is a somewhat difficult boss fight. Basically, the way he works is he spawns Soul Survivors, which will attack you. Then the Golden Alpaca uses his Super Alpaca abilities to absorb them and grow into his next form. But wait, that's not all. The Golden Alpaca will then spawn even more Soul Survivors, and the Soul Survivors will attack you again. And as I said before, you can do absolutely nothing but dodge and hope for the best. But again, the dodging mechanic is straight dookie. Get it? Because I mentioned the dodging mechanic when I was talking about the piles of poo? This is a lot funny when I was writing it.
These guys are gonna love poop jokes.
Now what you need to do during the battle is take out the Golden Alpaca as fast as you can, while still avoiding the Soul Survivors. And you need to kill the Golden Alpaca after he absorbs a set of Soul Survivors, and before you can spawn another. Simple enough, right? Just time it properly, gauge how much damage you do, hit him where it hurts, everything's gonna be alright. Well, this is where things start to go wrong. So I had lost this fight probably 2 or 3 times already, so I was already sick and tired of this boss, and I just wanted it to be over with. I spaced out my attacks. I got the Golden Alpaca to what I presume was his final form, and I made sure that I was going to kill him on my next turn. My next turn. Sadly, I was so disappointed when this all went down that I forgot to save the clip on my Switch, so now I'm going to give you an accurate representation of what really went down. So here you're going to see the Golden Alpaca's full health bar. Here's about how much damage I did per turn. Now here's how much health he had left before it all went down. So I gave the Golden Alpaca a nice little tap on the booty, and here's what happened. So now, the average alpaca would totally keel over from this, but not the Golden Alpaca. Right? Right? Wrong! With this much health left, the Golden Alpaca just died. Just fell over and died. But hooray! We did it! We defeated the Golden Alpaca! Everyone's cheering my name! Danny! 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 It's amazing! And now, I'm ready to progress through the story. Oh, wait. The fight isn't ending. I'm still stuck here. What's going on? I don't understand. Oh no. So since the Golden Alpaca died before he was supposed to, and didn't get a chance to absorb the Soul Survivors, I'm stuck in a fight with these 2 lugs that I just can't beat. But wait. Last time I took on a Soul Survivor, all I had to do was run away. So why don't I just try it again? Well, guess what? Here's what happened. So the golden alpaca, the boss I had just defeated, just killed, prematurely, is preventing me from escaping this battle. So I can't fight, I can't escape, and all I can do is sit here and watch them slowly pick away at my entire team until it's over. And that, children, is when I officially decided to never play this game again. So being the stubborn gamer that I am, I wanted to figure out what I'm doing wrong, why I can't beat this golden alpaca. So I start to scroll through the forums, trying to figure out what is wrong, what am I not doing. Meanwhile, I had some YouTube videos playing in the background. I had one of my favorite YouTubers, Beat 'em Ups, recommend a game to me called Gunman Clive. So I went to the eShop, bought the $4.99 game, started playing it, and immediately had more fun than I ever did playing Y2K. Wood is actually one of the major reasons I started making content like this. And because he does it so well, I wanted to make videos like that with my own opinions. So please, swing over to his channel, give him a little what's up from the GNOMES. Maybe tell him to hit me up so we can do some videos together. You know, I'd make a video with him anytime. But anyway, after that day, I just genuinely had no desire to go back and play this game anymore. It just wasn't fun for me. As much as I wanted to enjoy it, I just didn't get any enjoyment out of it. I even took a few days off, tried to come back, and I couldn't even make it past the loading screen. I just did not want to play Y2K anymore. But anyway, this is just kind of a life lesson for me that I shouldn't pick up games without doing enough research on them. Now, I know this video is a little bit more on the negative side of things, but I want to be genuinely real with these videos. And if I only made video essays for games I really loved, then where's the fun in discussing opinions if they're always going to be good? So please guys, comment below, let me know what you thought of the video, and if you actually played Y2K and enjoyed it, just let me know. Why? But really, I love having discussions in the comments and in our Discord server about video games. So I'd love to have a genuine conversation with you guys who like the game, because I know you're out there. Somewhere. Probably? But anyway guys, that's all for me today. I will talk to you guys later. Oh, come on. Oh. Did I just lose all my audio? I'll cry.